game on. It's game on. We are big on sports. Big on sports.
Welcome back from that short break, and if you're just joining us, well, you've missed out on the first half of the show. We are still speaking exclusively to the Secretary General, National Council of Sports, Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwel. So in case you've got any feedback, any reactions, and definitely any of those burning questions, head down to social media and keep them coming because we do want to hear from you. But right now, I want to take some of those calls. So you can call us from wherever you are at and give us some of those questions or probably any reactions as well. The numbers are 014-337-872. So give us that call right now and let us know if you've got any questions as it is right about there. Plus, Facebook Urban Television, Twitter at Urban TV Uganda. So give us that call. The number is calling at the bottom of your screen because we do definitely want to hear from you right about now. But also, we've got a couple of reactions coming through our social media platforms. And I'll quickly run you through some of those. David Disabi was asking Dr. Ogwel, since you became General Secretary at NCS, what would you regard as your highest and lowest moments? He'll be responding to that. Jalia Naga is saying National Council of Sports pledged to buy Fortune Centamo, a 125cc bike in 2019. Up to date, what is the status? He'll be responding to that. And another one coming through is that my question to Dr. Ogwel is how long is the certificate of recognition given federations valid, and how do they evaluate these federations' performance before renewal? And then our very own Julia Senyimba is asking, I say my question to Doctor, can NCS take on rugby national team allowances and bonuses when on national team duty? And is it the case with soccer and other disciplines? Game on, hello. Game on, hello. Hello, good afternoon. We can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Raymond.
Yes, yes, Raymond.
Yes, I've been following closely. I'm actually a big fan of the administration of Dr. Ogwel. He was one of us in basketball, and I'm very appreciative of his services. My question is there a plan to revisit the prices of that the federations pay, for example, basketball, in using the national arena? Because he very well knows our budgets as basketball. He knows how our money is coming in and out. He was the general secretary himself. Is there a possibility of revisiting those monies with respect to the facilities? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raymond. We do appreciate that. 014-337-872. Game on, hello. Okay, sorry, lost you. Keep the phone lines buzzing. Keep the feedback coming through. Quickly, Doctor, as we take more of those calls, we start with that particular question. Are you revisiting some of the rates?
Well, I would want to appreciate that caller because one, our primary responsibility as council, as provided for in the National Council of Sports Act, is to provide sports facilities, training, and the rest for athletes. And indeed, the challenge we have only is that we have very limited facilities available. And he has asked a specific question, which I need to start with, the charges. I want to make it clear here is that the charges for IO facilities is reviewed annually or from time to time by council. The Committee for Business and Investment of Council, they do a review. And that review inform what we call the user guidelines for all sport facilities within National Council of Sports. Now, this one comes with the rates for hire of particular sports facilities in terms of the hour, the duration of use, and also the type of the event. It is a phase out in about 4 clusters. So for sports, for national teams, whether it is junior, senior, it is free. That is a fact. For national federation other activities like National League, we have what we call moderate fees to subsidize on maintenance, like use of utilities and the rest. And they are very minimal rates. But of recent, we had a challenge when some federations started talking a lot more in the corridors that they are being denied access They have limited time. Council not giving them enough time. So we had to present this to council with a view of reviewing the challenges they are bringing. And we noted one, there are very many federations, for example, who use the indoor facility.
That's true.
Basketball, netball, badminton, boxing also uses, volleyball. There's about 6 federations. And you know the challenge also we have is that the policy talks about first come, first serve in the booking.
Okay.
And most of these activities of the leagues for these federations happen at the same time. So there's a lot of congestion within a short time for all these federations to utilize the facility. I would say from Monday to Sunday. And some of them, like basketball. I come from also basketball. You know, I've been in basketball for 5 years plus, and I'm still there. The best days are known. A good fan would want to come on a Friday, a Saturday, and all that. But also volleyball would say our best day is Saturday. Leave Saturday for us. Now, at the end of the day, you have to factor in a number of issues. Now, alongside that, council deliberately refused to charge additional fees arising out of collections, what we call the gate collections from access of funds that come to council. I've been in basketball. Averagely on a Friday, you collect 5 million Uganda shillings. Council has not been asking for that money.
So all that goes to the
Now,
federation.
the regulation of government actually does not allow any other entity other the one established by law to collect revenues on behalf of government.
Okay.
Now, we want that one, we left it silent as a boost because we thought that is one way we are supporting federation, because we already know we don't have a lot of funds.
Yeah.
But when they go and say, okay, we are not giving them enough time, the company became so wild. So council said, okay, now they are making money. From the money they are making, if they make 5 million, then we double the amount of money. But it was still a proposal. And the reason to had a good meeting with them. The issue is for them to understand the realities of what government existing regulations talk about.
Yes.
But we want it to be even free. Actually, the new council proposal, the new council headed by Dr. Donald Okare, they are thinking that if the government subvention improves, we should not charge federations who want to use our facilities, because that's our primary role. But also government require that the NTR, what we call non-tax revenues, we should also collect some revenues and supplement with what government give us.
Okay.
So we're supposed to determine the fees, and this fees is determined by council. The secretariat headed by me only implements it.
Okay.
So this cry has been taken note of. And we think my good brother who has asked this question
Raymond.
will get a very, very good. I stand with you on that, because for me it's about development of the sport. This is an opportunity, government as a facility, but we also subsidize. So we're not going to be wild on that, but we must be also very, very keen to appreciate the goodwill of council. When you collect 5-6 million and you are not asked even a coin, and today you blame and say, okay, we are asking for 1 million because we have collected 6 million. Sometimes we need to see. Then also what does the law say?
Okay. Doctor, I want you to respond to Julius, who is saying national teams, rugby, and so many of the others, can we take charge as a government and have them taking, charge of bonuses, all these kinds of things for the players, especially as they represent the country?
Well, thank you very much, Julius. He has a very good concern. I mean, he has asked a very good question. It is in the interest of government and National Council of Sport to ensure that our national teams, one, are well facilitated. Because what they do, they are doing it not for themselves only, but for the good of the country, and also the image through their representation or presentation in the various sports competitions in the world, makes us at the edge.
Sure.
So the contribution is huge in many dimensions. And therefore, we have a proposal. That's why I bargained for increased funding. Every year, one of the key issues is for government to take fully supporting national team events, including contingency expenses, allowances, preparation for national teams. Now, the issue here, which is a bit of a challenge, which I need to bring to you, is that for major international events like Olympics, All African Games, Commonwealth Games, government pays allowances uniformly. I want to tell you, for Commonwealth Games, the last Commonwealth Games, every athlete and official, having taken care of full board expenses for everybody, was given $2,100. I'm told he has given you a figure, which they're being paid.
$100.
$100. So you could look at it in one way or the other as inadequate. Now, for those particular games, the budget framework is decided by council. They said from the budget of this cost center for this event, the National Organizing Committee advise and the General Secretary implements appropriately, which National Organizing Committee comprises of the Ministry, Uganda Olympic Committee, National Council of Sports. So it's a joint venture because it is commissioned by the Honorable Minister. So the determinant of the budget framework implementation is the NOC, which dictates that, in line with available resource. So going forward, we think if the subventions, rugby gets about 250 million only every financial year. This is very little amount.
That's true.
It can only take care of one trip of a national team, whether it's the under 21 or the national team A, B. So to us, it is just a supplementary. So we want to see a moment when we level ground, and that's why every year we keep on knocking.
Okay.
This year we have asked Parliament for additional 30 billion. In fact, we're expecting about 53 billion.
That's part of the supplementary budget.
No. We are asking as increment to what we have, but again it has gone negative. 8 billion instead was removed instead of adding.
Okay.
Now we thought by doing that we would be able to come up and improve such that Julius issue can be now addressed ably by the federation.
Okay.
Because federations also have a challenge. Some of the federations get support from international mother federations in areas of ticketing, but they cannot give allowances. So now it is incumbent upon the federations to provide this welfare stipend to the players. So we're looking forward. And I think if we go systematic with the government and justify our need for inclusive funding, we want all athletes, whether rugby, whether football, whether what to get. At the moment, in our paid ranks, we only have football because of the big lump sum they're getting from government. And this was dictated, of course, directed by the president in Roketuna on 2nd of January 2018, where each player get 1 million per month, 50 players from the national team. But this is not for the other 50 federations.
Okay.
So what we need to do is to justify that for all national teams. By the way, take note, the difference here is that is salary. Julius is talking about allowances when they are going out. So there are two things we are looking forward to address. Allowances of national team players when they're going for national duty, and also a salary for our athletes when they're in the national team, irrespective of the discipline. But this argument is what all of us as stakeholders in sports should put our hands together and see how do we get there. That is the equation we need to come together.
All right, definitely. If you've got any questions, any reactions as well, the numbers are 014337872. We want to take some of those calls right now and pick up some of those questions and give us that call. Let us know where you're joining us from and any questions for Dr. Ogwel, who is on the show this particular afternoon. He's here to address everything to do with sports. He's certainly hinted so much on funding. In just a bit, we'll throw a couple of questions towards his way, especially regarding facilities in the country as well. Game on, hello. Hello. Okay, I do remember that as he gets ready to respond to some of your feedback, you can head down social media as well. Facebook, Urban Television, keep those questions coming through. We do want to hear from you. And on Twitter as well, the handle is at Urban TV Uganda. And you can head to our social media platforms, get the conversation going. And let's keep it quite engaging because he's here to respond to all your queries, all your issues as well. I know so many of you out there are certainly big on sports, and every time and again you always have some of those questions that you do want to put across. So we've got the main man in the house, and I should be able to respond to more of those as the conversation does continue to come through. So keep the calls coming through. The number is calling at the bottom of your screen, 014-337. That is 872. So give us that call, and certainly would love to hear from you as the conversation does get to continue right there. Quickly, Doctor, the question on facilities I don't know if you can respond to that because you're running out of
Yeah,
time.
the facilities issue definitely is a core issue for council. We have recently had a meeting, the Committee for Business and Investment advised. We also reviewed the user guidelines, and we hope council will come up with a new position, which to me, the secretary will be able to implement. I'm one person who believes that our mandate is to provide sports facilities. I would not even be comfortable if we are hiring sports facilities and athletes are standing out when other end users are enjoying the facility. So it's not fair, but the issue is, why do we rent out? It's an issue we must also face. So this is additional way of getting support to also supplement on government funding. But the primary role remains. So we need to just look at accessibility and also the fixtures for national federations, which will be a priority. The other question which you brought was from St. Amos Bike.
Yes, exactly.
The former Honorable Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Bakabulinde, following a very, I would say, a passionate performance in Bosika, where St. Amo, I think, displayed his best. And we also noted he had a challenge of a motorbike. The minister directed the council. So we have integrated that in our masterpiece. Of course, we are looking at the releases for this quarter, which now has come to be a dilemma because you know what is in government now, the COVID issue has distorted. But we still have it in the plan, and we don't want them to think that we have forgotten. We are looking forward to, but when this is going to be bought, definitely this support will go to the federation, the national federation concerned, that is FMU.
Yes.
We shall channel the funds. They have already submitted the quotations to us, and they will do the purchase.
You want to go to Mao?
No, as far as we are concerned, I think Mao is still under FMU. As far as we are concerned.
Isali was asking about your highest and lowest moments in office.
My lowest, I will start with the lowest moment. My lowest moment is, I think, just this last month, when the Parliament Budget Committee report sink us down by, of course, a budget adjustment of 8 billion. We had performed so well in the last 2 years of council performance in terms of delivery of sports. We had registered a number of success stories that today the story about sports in Uganda has attracted many stakeholder groups.
Right.
The athletes are well motivated. We're able to support them consistently for major events. Athletics has been able to present the full squad in World Championships. Football can now present itself, and you can note the excitement in the players on the payroll. Allowances are paid on time. They're able to even now present us as a country consistently in the CHAN finals, AFCON finals, because of government funding. The same for other disciplines. We see now federations have capacity to organize events, although not 100% as expected, but at least they have where to start from. Now with this deduction, this reallocation, we shall be taken backwards, many steps backward. And as I also mentioned earlier, the issue of a sports system must focus on consistency and also continuous support for human resource development, athletes, and activities.
Yes.
Increasing opportunities. Now, that means what we have achieved, definitely, we cannot progress now well in the next financial year.
Okay.
We have to go back to the drawing board. So to me, that is my low. My highest is it was on the 2nd of January 2018 when the president gave sports a supplementary provision of 15 billion, which story today has kept sports very alive.
Okay.
To me, that was the highest, and I'm very happy of the intervention of our political leadership, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, for the passion and the commitment as shown in supporting sports. And also our sector 8, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports. Today, Sport issues can now be debated in top management, can now be debated in the cabinet easily, and we have got so much of support from all the sectors.
Okay. Doctor, we're running out of time. Before I pick your final remarks, someone was asking about the legitimate FUFA, and as we pick up your final remarks and we go. And then the question of ghost federations, which has made so much headlines for so many different reasons.
Well, I think the issue of FUFA president cannot be a debate. The FUFA president, which is registered with us, the current FUFA executive headed by Engineer Moses Magogo, I think is legitimate as far as council is concerned.
Okay.
We don't know any other federation for now, unless there's a reason or there's another court case which has come up. But for me, that's the leadership we recognize and the reason why we have been facilitating them. You're talking about the ghost. I think I will not want to enter into that discussion because we need to understand what is a ghost. If somebody says a ghost, you need to understand and analyze the word ghost. What does the word ghost mean? I don't think that is in our vocabulary anywhere in the council that we have been mandated to register ghost federations.
So you refute that totally?
We refute it, and I think we condemn such outbursts. And we think there are proper channels of if there are issues to do with the federations. I cannot really appreciate a comment from a person who is in sports administration at the highest level to rate other federations as ghost. Because there are very clear criteria as provided for under regulation, under statutory instrument number 38 of 2014. Regulation. The regulations speak clearly on the procedures, how a federation should be recognized. If it's because of time, I would be able to read to the wider public what it means. So I think the challenge here is that not all federations are at the same level. And for us, the Act mandates National Council of Sports to promote and develop all forms of sports. The word promotion, if it is defined, if you have met the requirement, the basic requirement of registration, we can support you from that stage and grow with you. So for us, all federations are fully recognized. The challenge is we are not at the same level because of the differences in the funding levels.
As you go, your final remarks, Doctor, to all the sports lovers, to everyone out there, how long is a certificate of recognition valid for any federation as we wrap it up?
The certificate of recognition, as defined in the statutory instrument number 38 of 2014, is once we're supposed to recognize and issue a certificate. The SI instrument did not give us the period through which, but council guided that we should be able to do what we call monitoring and evaluation of federation activities, because we're supposed to ensure that there is compliance. Actually, the entire issue in statutory instrument of 38 of 2014 is about compliance. Because what does that compliance aspect talk about? What a federation which is recognized by government should be. So if, for example, you don't submit your annual reports, audited the books of accounts, activities and fixtures for the calendar year, the coverage is not 3/4 of the country. The secretariat or offices not known. So those are the key areas. But as I said earlier, we're supposed to grow with this federation. We grow with them. And if you look at, if I give the same amount of money I'm giving to football, to netball, to rugby, to boxing, I want to assure you, this all federation, the 51, will be able to do like anybody else can do because of the financial muscle they will have. So I don't want to demean any federation here.
In 1 minute, final remarks as we go.
My final remark is to first thank Urban for this opportunity and thank all the concerned stakeholders who have had time to ask a few questions, but also to give you assurance of government in supporting sport development in this country. We only have a challenge of the pandemic now that has grappled and distorted our ways of doing things. But we hope this situation will not be permanent. We shall still get back and continue with where we have stopped from. To the dear athletes who have qualified, continue training hard, and we are looking forward to soliciting support for you for the period. And to federations, we only pray that you be calm and wait for government guidelines. Stay safe, stay home.
Definitely. Stay safe, stay home. Those are the words of Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwel, General Secretary, National Council of Sports. Let's keep the conversation going for social media, Facebook, Urban Television, Twitter at Urban TV, Uganda. The German Bundesliga returns this weekend. Union Berlin take on Bayern Munich, and then certainly elsewhere the Riviera Derby as Schalke 04 will be away to Borussia Dortmund. So football is back, and look out for that. But till next week, we're saying how it was a fantastic sporting weekend from myself and the entire team here, and it's a wrap.
Game on. It's game on. We are big on sports. Big on sports.